filing an injunction to block Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard, seeking to prevent the transaction from proceeding before the deal's July 18th deadline. For more on this, we want to bring in Aaron Glick, TD Cowen's merger arbitrage specialist. And Aaron, the company, Microsoft, has said that, look, they think this is actually a better situation for the deal, that it's more likely to proceed under these conditions. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely a positive development. I think Kotick wrote in a letter to his employees last night that was the case, and he's right. So what this definitively does is provide more certainty around timing. So prior to this, and it's a complicated process, but assuming, and this is it seemed to be a long shot, that Activision and Microsoft got through the CMA process, the FTC actually could have filed this preliminary injunction then and delayed closing another 6 or 7 months. So what this does is this kind of streamlines the two processes and allows for closing sometime early in 2024. And that should give the board, the Activision board, a little more confidence as they negotiate a potential extension of the outside date with Microsoft.
What do you think that extension looks like, the terms of the deal for that?
It's a great question. There's a couple ways this could go. I think investors are looking for some type of prepayment, an early special dividend or some type of monthly payment dividend that's paid by Microsoft, funded by Microsoft, because, and the reason for that is there's just a low degree of confidence that Microsoft actually will be able to overcome the CMA block. It's just never happened before. However, the language in the preliminary injunction filed by the FTC is giving people some cause for is adding some hope that perhaps there's more happening behind the scenes.
What do you mean? What's the language?
Yeah, so they said they actually said that Microsoft represented to them that they may, quote unquote, may consummate the transaction by June 15th, and that's what forced them to file this preliminary injunction yesterday. We don't know where that June 15th date came from. Prior to this, and we had heard that Microsoft was considering closing around the CMA. A lot of people thought maybe that was a bluff, but we don't know why June 15th is so significant. So, you know, there's a lot of unknowns here, but it does indicate that perhaps there is a path forward in the UK.
What would the path forward be? You have to convince the CMA to reverse its own decision, right?
Yeah, that's what's so hard to determine here. So I mean, just theoretically, the CMA could, instead of stopping the merger on a global basis, they could stop the merger just in the UK. So Microsoft would have to hold separate the Activision assets in the UK. I mean, I'm just speculating here. They could perhaps Microsoft could have decided that they can, in fact, and are willing to take the risk of closing around the CMA. We're not sure. I mean, hopefully we get more details soon. I think investors, if there is an extension of the merger agreement and some type of increase in the consideration, especially if there's not an early payment, I think investors are going to want clarity around this point.
Okay. Aaron, thank you. We appreciate it. And by the way, we should probably note that in December on Squawk Box, you did say you thought the FTC would challenge this. So you've been right to this point, and we appreciate it. Thank you.